Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. It's been too long. Hopefully everything is working out. I'm still replacing some batteries, which makes it really clear that I haven't been here doing this for too long of a time. Hopefully everything is working. Paolo, really sorry to hear that. If you would like to vent in any kind of way, you can always kind of I don't know if you feel like it, send me a DM or anything. If you don't feel like it, I fully understand as well. Here's to better days. I'm happy to see that there's some of you. I'm trying to kind of fix this, but I'm mirrored in the camera, so it's really hard to do that when you. Never mind. Really glad to see 7 of you here already, and to be back online, to be back streaming, since it's been a crazy few weeks. Let me just put this to sleep as well. Everyone's getting kind of ill, sickish. Usually with my daughters, with my kids, it's 2 or 3 days. It's been nearly 2 weeks, and today was the first day that they really had some energy back again, which made me kind of fully stressed because I couldn't have. I didn't get to work as much as I planned to do, like everyone around me, everyone around in the area is getting sick, and it's I don't know. It's a weird thing that's going on. I don't plan on getting sick. In fact, I mean not to get sick at all. So I don't know what helps against that. But need to get my rhythm and that sort of stuff straight. Get enough sleep. And the kind of it's March already, which is completely bonkers. I think January lasted at least 13 months, and like February was like 2-3 days. It's been such a weird month, and I got kind of stressed when I realized it was March already. Since I have loads of orders that I still need to, all are, some of them are finished, some have almost finished. Top things off, not getting to work is not always being able to go to my studio, even though it's like 5 meters away from my back door. Not putting on the dehydrator daily, things like that. Not being able to top things off, and the stress is kind of like I need to be super aware of that, and that the stress is not going to stop me to get to work, which sounds weird. Sometimes stress really is like a motivator, but for me, like stress is sometimes tears me down, and it's not like all stress, but being mentally fit enough when I wake up. If I'm not, whatever reason, sometimes it's just like I don't feel like doing anything. I don't feel like being able to do anything. I think everyone knows that feeling. But I really need to be aware of that not happening. So it's kind of like taking care of myself, having the right mindset, making sure I get there when I'm not. But on the other side, I'm back. My girls are okay again. At least, today they were really energetic and happy and jumpy. And that all went a lot better than usual, or than past 2 weeks. Plus side, my shoulder, I can move it again. I don't feel a constant aching, so that's good. I'm not doing too much with it, but it's a positive start. So. I'm really back to, happy to be back again. Gulchen, welcome. Sylvia, welcome. Toast, welcome. Sentience, welcome. Ian, I've already said welcome to you, but Creative Colors, welcome to you as well. And Paolo, happy to have you around. If there's anything we can do to cheer anyone up here, let us know. I don't know how, I don't know if we are able to, if we have the power to do things like that. But having you around, for me, really is kind of a, I want to say the highlight of my week, but that sounds a bit dramatic, but I really enjoy these moments, and seeing everyone, or at least, some of you, a good chunk of you, around already, makes me happy. Mr. Pigments, welcome. Sylvie's not an issue at all. Happy to do so. D. Arthur, welcome. So I still have PR298 Yintico Red. In my screen, I notice, from 2 weeks ago. I'm just going to have a look if that needs a refill, or if I did that like in between everything. I'm not quite sure. I did turn off the dehydrator since it's quite noisy when that's, it's over there, right over there. Look at what my shoulder can do. Right over there is a microphone as well behind me, so it makes kind of noise when I turn it on during my lives. No more Yintico Red, please. I need to make what I need to make. So that's. Let me just first put it like that. This is not only like educational or entertainment purposes. My lives are part of my business, which is making paint. But I'm just going to check. You checked the price today. Yintico 50 grams is more expensive than the Yinmin Blue. It is. It is. It's quite expensive. It's very expensive. So yeah. If you have any other suggestions, by the way, if there's anything like from my shop, if you want to check that out. Any pigments that I offer, if you are interested in seeing that, I can check if I need to top that off. So that's the best I can do when it comes to requests today. Sylvie, are you experienced with working with Yintico? If you are, I'm sorry, Yinmin. If you are, if you have any experience with Yinmin, Yintico is going to work exactly the same. You did, and they are yes, that Yintico is ready, but I'm not quite sure if your Yintico from your order is ready for. As for my, yes, I think that's for my previous, or the finished ones, the ones that I topped off. Christoph, welcome. Why did you decide that you want to make paint making to your business? What was your first trigger? COVID. That sounds, and I'm really. It's a shame that I didn't do more social media back then. Since, like, you know, the how to make paint thing, I was kind of one of the thousands that started making paint during 2020, I think. And I experienced with it a little bit earlier, but I think 2020 is kind of the year that I started doing that. Do I have PY128? I do, but it's not one of the pigments that I offer in my shop, so I'm not going to make it today. I really want to be as efficient as possible and kind of implement topping off my orders or topping off my stock, my things that I need to finish within the live. Do I have PB80? Yes, I do. So yeah, basically COVID. When there was like the first lockdown, I think during COVID, when that started, I had 8 pigments. I think jars of pigments, not 8 like jars of, and I think 3 of them were like pre-bought mixes. And not directly during the first lockdown, by the way. I had to make the choice to stop being like an artist and stop making art and paintings and drawings myself for my studio, since there was room for either one of those. And I did an exhibition, 2 exhibitions in like just before everything closed, and they were kind of successful and enough for me to think, okay, let's try again, or let's do another one, and book another one. So there was one planned for 2020, and that got cancelled. And then the art fair that I had a stand for, that I booked a stand for, was cancelled as well. And I wasn't really active with that on social media. So I need to make a choice. Like, I really enjoy making paint. It's a perfect ikigai thing for me. It's something I'm interested in. It's something I can earn money with. It's something that I love doing. And an extra thing for me, which, you know, ADHD or ADD, the thing with that is you always have new things you're interested in, new hobbies, new things that you really want to focus focus on and want to really go in depth, like all in. And as long as that keeps you interested, the ADHD brain keeps you going. But as soon as it's getting a routine, as soon as it's getting boring, not a challenge, it's not challenging your brain, your curiosity anymore, or your creativity, you're going to look around. for new things. And this subject, I can go like super wide. There's an entire spectrum, like the world of pigments. I can go super narrow and deep for, you know, a specific pigment, or the microscopy. It's the pronunciation of that is so much different than in Dutch. All the aspects of it, all the single aspects of the science behind color, the idea behind a pigment, the chemistry, all the elements of it, keeps you going. But still, with this, and that's kind of, I know I've already answered my question, but with this, and it's you as well, Creative Colors. There's more of us here, neuro spicy people. I think with even this, the amount of information, the amount of research, the amount of how far this can go, I still need to kind of look for side quests. The main storyline for me, like, that's the most important part, but the side quests, that's what keeps me going. Not like in a dramatic way, but I need an outlet for my creativity as well, and that was my biggest worry in 2020. So I need to keep I need my creativity to keep going. Writing ideas down, like, that helps, but in the periods when I'm, like, mentally, when it's not going very well, and I'm kind of down, or kind of, like, I don't want to say depressed, because, you know, I know what a depression is, unfortunately. But when you're down a bit, Geeful, good moment to enter. Welcome. I notice my creativity goes down as well, and when my creativity goes down, it's like a downward spiral. So I need to challenge myself to find new ideas, to find new things. And sometimes that's like the biggest challenge, to not let myself be or get distracted too much with all those things for the main storyline. Yeah, so that's that. That's a long story for a question that I answered a long time ago. Sorry about that. Christoph, well, good to hear you have the same issue. Gulchen, yeah, PB80 from Guerra is quite a lot, mostly shipping, but also be aware of that. Since I did get I ordered some dry pigments from them a while back, and I did get the dry quinacridone golds from them, but the import taxes, don't forget about those. Since our customs department, I don't know how they do it, but they charge import customs, like the taxes, import taxes, over the shipping costs as well. So you have high shipping costs, and they are going to charge taxes of the total amount that you paid. So that's including shipping. So you're getting screwed twice or thrice. Rick, welcome. Ooh, that does sound interesting, Ian. That sounds like something like I really want to do that at least once in my life. And with that, I have the I need it to be I need to pay off as well. Like I wanna be. I see some like short form content things passing by, people finding gold and or at least finding little grains of gold in on the beach, for instance, or on a regular bank at a river. And you know they end up with a few grams, and that's really exciting. But you know, yeah, the import fees are terrible. Tariffs, yes, we're not going to talk about that. I literally, and this is not me being dramatic, I literally had a nightmare about that. Yeah, so that's it. I'm really scared of, you know, if there's going to be tariffs on everything in Europe. I've spoken about this before, and now I'm talking about it. Rick, thank you. But when they are going to do that on everything from Europe, I don't know. I'm really scared that I need to close shop. So I don't want to think about that too much. And why that is because most of my customers are from the US. So yeah, that sucks. Anyway, oh yeah, I have something quite interesting. At least I found it quite interesting. And I want to show it to you. Let me first check this. It can be that I sound a bit hollow because I now notice that my microphone is all the way up to the ceiling. No, not to the ceiling, but so I received, I don't know if it's going to autofocus because I turned on the option. No, that's not. Let me just get close to it. I received this, a piece of polished fordite. And what is fordite? Well, it sounds interesting. It sounds like a mineral or something fancy, but some of you may know it. These are layers of automotive paint that are fully hardened and cut out into a shape, which makes it like the only man-made mineral, which is not a mineral, but it's like, yeah. You can actually see, let me get the microscope up there. Is there a microscope here? Yes, there is a microscope here. You can actually see the metallic paint layers there as well. At least the black, like the black and the blue lines above the yellow line, above the two yellow lines. Those are definitely, and the silver in the middle. That's definitely metallic. So these are paint layers from a spray booth, and I found, you know, I found that online, and I think, you know, it's something for my, you know, it's within my niche, right? Pigments. Yeah, it's from Detroit. Also called Detroit agates, I think it is. I found it online, but when I started looking more into it, you can actually find pieces quite similar to this, because, you know, apparently there are. It's mostly dark colors with some colors in between, which, you know, makes sense if you look on the road. But you can find them on eBay as well, creative colors. So yeah, and you can actually find like antique, vintage 4-dyed, raw 4-dye pieces, which you can polish yourself from the 70s, which like have the 70s colors and probably do have like quinacridone gold or something like that in it, looking at the colors. But those are expensive. Those are like a few €1,000, but that's like you have a big chunk of it, which is just a chunk taken off a wall from a spray booth, which I find like it's a lot of money for something that is it used to be thrown away until people noticed that they can make money out of that. So yeah, but those are amazing. I tried that once for the sculptures I made when I still did art, for the eyes for the creatures that I made. I tried making like jewel like eyes from resin and or any sort of stuff, and I ended up with some really interesting effects that, you know, are from what I've seen, like the artificial opals. I don't know where it is, but it's in a box somewhere. When I was on the Arts Academy, they had like outside a few walls especially made for graffiti artists, or, you know, students that wanted to practice their spray painting skills. And I think that wall was like 30 years old, all those walls. And because of the weather, like the chips or entire layers of that stuff just fell off on the ground. And it was like especially made for doing that, for practicing that. And those chips, those are amazing as well. That's like, it's, I think, sometimes a centimeter thick, and it's the same thing basically. So maybe it's even thicker than this. I know it's thicker than this. Maybe I need to go back there and just take it off the ground there. That would have been way cheaper. Anyway, that was really interesting. But that's, you know, only like plaques of it fall off, and you can only see the side of it. So all the layers just from the side. This obviously has that like nice shape to it, and the, you know, the curve polished onto it, which makes it look more interesting. So maybe I need to go back there to just check out if there's like interesting chips laying around. I sell them on Etsy as well. Never mind. Something to compensate the terrace with. Yes, I've heard that. I don't know if it were opals or like similar minerals with. I think there were opals, but I know ruby as well, like small ruby things, just like little droplets of colored resin. Cheers to that, Mr. Pigments. I don't just you saying this just makes me think that there's just chunks of it laying around in Detroit, which I hope aren't. Ah, that's the same spot, or kind of the same spot. Let's just maximize my window here, a little bit more room. And then, you know, back up with the bags of pigment. That is a lot of cobalt teal. Is there anyone interested in PY110? Because I have a bag of it, and I'm not, like, I know I can't finish this in my lifetime. And someone offered more of those bags to me. So if anyone's interested in a 10 kilogram bag of PY110, let me know. I can send it to you. And peeling off the graffitis, like, look for chunks on the ground maybe first, before you start peeling off. Okay guys, what shall I make? What shall I make? What shall I make? Sylvie, maybe we should, and that's, I think it's the same for I think maybe Mr. Pigments and Sebastian as well, who is not here. Make a list of things that you would like. And really, fair to be honest, things are getting more expensive. Like, not I'm going to make it more expensive to you. Thank you so much, Ian. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. No, but what I was saying, make a list of things that you would like. I will save the shoulder. Did I find PY 101? Did I find? Is there a PY 101? I don't know. Let me have a look. Pigments. Where are my pigments? I have no PY 101. Is that true? Because I didn't put everything in my. No, but I don't think I've ever. Did I ever speak of that? Oh, thank you. Yes. Okay. Okay. But it is interesting though. Lumigen yellow, which is not like fast, but it's a brilliant fluorescent greenish yellow. Hello, I'm back. So yeah. Yeah, I know, typo. But now I looked it up, and it does sound interesting though, but it's just too many pigments. Let's have a look. I can. Those look good. Yeah, let's do that. do this. I don't want to do this because I have a vest on that's light, and I'm not going to make quinacridone green. I'm sorry, phthalo green, quinacridone green. Phthalo green now. Because I will never get that out. But I can make a tiny bit of ultramarine green, if I can find that. There's just a bit of it in the jar left here. Oh, that is nice. I've always liked that name. So let's get that into my screen, and let's see if there is at least something more green than it is. Not a very good green pigment. Let me just quickly get this right. I can put that up a bit. All right, and now just sorry guys, done in a minute, or even less, hopefully less. Okay, 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 yes, and I wanna send that to you over here, so I can actually put that into the background and have ultramarine green taken from the top of the jar as a background. Rick, hopefully that wasn't Paris green it was painted with. Just joking, I know you're not that old. I'm sorry. No. 1978, that's a few years before I was born. Maybe a few more even. A 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3, 4 now. Ooh, the early acrylics. Let's get, wow, that's like, look, I have 4 hands. Why? Happened last time as well. There I am, and the lighting is actually quite okay. Colorist as well. If you're wondering, is that ultramarine green you're making? It is actually too blue. But yes, like this is sort of HTC was taken from the top of the bottle. But yeah, it is ultramarine green I'm making. So it's definitely an ultramarine, as I can smell the sulfur. It's like wet rock in combination with a I don't know what to say. I don't want to say rotten eggs because it's not that bad. It looks blue, yeah. Yeah. So that's all I have to say. This looks way too blue, by the way. And let me just see if I can fix this. Because last time I tried to fix it for the red, like reddish orange pigments that I was making. Let me get the white balance. Just like this is not. Why isn't it? Why? Automatic white balance? Definitely not. Well, I'm not going to do it. Kremers from their pen is a little bit more green than this one. Still not like a green that you would get from a cobalt, for instance. This would be a cobalt turquoise in cobalts, but this isn't ultramarine blue greenish, for instance. I'm just going to look up if I can just show you a comparison between ultramarine blue and green in my amazingly sorted swatches. Then I can just show you the difference and and be done with it. This is PG26, for instance. PG24, so that that's more green. PB27, PB30. Why isn't PB29 in there? PB35, and it is in a sort of order there. But now it is not. Can't be here, can it? Now, I just want to show you the difference between PB29 and PB24. My version of PB24, let me just put it like that. That's PB29. So that's ultramarine blue. So ultramarine blue, whether you have the red version, or the deep version, or the light version, or the blue version, or the green version, a blue version. That sounds weird. This is PB29, this is PB24. So this looks more like a cobalt turquoise, like what I said. Right, you see there's like a big difference in how, yeah. How blue. I know Creative Colors. I had them on color order, but didn't bind them. I need to find a better way to store them as well. Like maybe I don't know, maybe make them a little bit smaller and put them on a piece of plastic or cardboard, so I can actually put a hole in it without it tearing, you know, because when I look through them. Sentient. No, it's sorry, I just saw your comment here. No, exactly what I said to Creative Colors. It is a PG pigment, so pigment green 24, ultramarine green. But I definitely agree with you that it doesn't really look green. Like I wouldn't choose this if someone said, you know, show me something green. That is quite possible, Sylvie. I know that like they in 2008, I think they still had ultramarine green for the. I'm sorry for the camera. Let me just. Oh, that's hurting. They used to have ultramarine green in their catalog in 2008. I think maybe even 2010. Not quite sure, but yeah, I think they did. So I started, now 2018, I'm sorry. It was just a few years before I started 2018 I saw, that was it. I saw the product in one of their old catalogs. They do have the Ultramarine collection box. If you don't have it, as a paint maker or someone who collects pigments, I highly suggest it. I'm not sponsored by them here for this video in any way. But this looks like a beautiful dark green, or dark blue, I'm sorry. This looks like dirty blue with not enough PY for 43. It really looks different here. Let me just trust me on this. Can I show you? I really want to show you, and hopefully it really does show. Where's my phone? That's a little bit more like what it is here. I will show you the box when I'm finished with this. Unfortunately, they don't do affiliate links, because how many times I referred someone to one of their products, it's like, why don't you do affiliate links? Such a shame. Yeah, that Rick and what a Creative Colors said about the stamp or coin collection. What was it? The albums for coin collecting. Actually, my swatch templates that I'm really looking for right now, because I want to show you. Where is one? Why can I find one? Oh, come on. Really? I don't have my own products here. So these ones, the swatch templates that I made, within these lines, so within the outer lines you can trace, that's actually exactly the size that fits into those coin collection pockets, 5x5 in centimeters. So there was some thought behind that. Let me just get rid of that. So why didn't I use those for swatching? Well, I did before my last shop opening. No, not the last one. I think 2 shop updates before I did. I don't know. Chaos. I'm just blaming chaos. Well, I did use them like for a long time. I think loads of the swatches that I have over there were done like during a video, or like at the end of the video, or after a live or something like that. And I started having more of them than I had drawn out swatches. Those are letters that I cannot read. I don't know what they are. Oh, Greek, probably. But I can't read it. Melissa, welcome. Chaos. That's what I said. I blame chaos for everything. Let me have a look. Sylvie's. I made a bit of aeronite these days, and I was astonished that it looked swatched a lot different than photos in a German shop from a woman with handmade paints. Meanwhile, with pre-roll mills. Do the old plague tricks and filters on the swatches for the shop. Would you mind sending me a DM with the account? I know it happens a lot, like, but that's I know that those aren't like, they don't use free roll mills, at least not that I'm aware of. But there are people. Let me get the exposure a bit lower, because this is a little bit better, I think. Still, no, it's not like it really wants to compensate for the. Ugh. Can I just put that low? Ugh. This is ugh, guys. Melissa, I will show you in a minute, or at least a few minutes, when I'm done mulling this, which is about a minute. I will get to you and give you your answer. have a red pigment, for instance, that is black. Not black like Perylene black is actually a green, like black. I also have a black pigment that is white. There's tons of red pigments that are just pink. Violet pigments that look just more red or even scarlet than violet. Violet pigments that look blue. Blue pigments that look violet. Orange pigments that look red, red that looks orange. Any more examples? Yellow pigments that look green. Well, green pigment that looks blue, like this one. I think we can find more if we think of it. Brown pigments that look yellow. I can go on, probably. Let's see how far we can come with. That's not a good one. With that. Oh. I thought there was a drop of paint, but that was just a dry chip of it that laid on top of the paint. Sylvie, did you send me a DM? No, not yet, right? No. If you could let me know the paint maker that you're talking about, I can have a look. I think I know who you're talking about, by the way. Mom, seriously? I've been called Pigment Daddy, which, you know, is fine, but don't call me Mom, okay? Just that sounds. I'm still waiting, Sylvie. I'm just kidding. Ian, it kind of is. The dress was black and blue, by the way. Blue and black. Hopefully triggering something here now. Ah, yeah. I know who you're talking about, Sylvie. Let me just do this off camera, I'm sorry. To be honest, it's not very expensive. Like I thought it would be more expensive. What that person would ask for that. I'm talking in riddles. I'm sorry. In all honesty, what? No, Melissa. Black and blue. It's been proven. Like, look it up. The original one was black and blue. Sorry. With very bad lighting. I mean, that's phone cameras from a decade ago. Just look up like optical illusion or color illusion, and then sneakers. You find like pink sneakers that look pistache, like it's ridiculous. And the original ones are pink, but that's just a very, very bad white balance setting on the camera, taken with a flash. Apart from the cameras that, you know, weren't that good back then. People used to flash for everything. So that didn't help ever with anything. People using flash on their phones. Yeah, anyway, I'm sorry if I'm like personally attacking you right now. But if you use your flash on your phone for taking a picture, like taking a regular picture, shame on you. It's. I'm sorry. I noticed someone wanted to make a picture from fireworks. Standing outside in the crowd, and they took a picture with the flash on, and they didn't correct it. They didn't turn off. They kept taking picture with the flash on. A while back, my girls had a performance from their school, and it's like they're on the stage and everything, and it's dark in the crowd, and there's loads of light on the stage, and then people just filming with their flash on. Why? Like the only thing they'll see is the back of the head that's like in front of them, fully lit. Literally, because I could look on the screen and that's what I saw. And they didn't change it, they just kept filming. Like, you don't see your kid, you just see the few heads on the head of the guy in front of you. In high resolution, fully lit. And I just don't get that. Like, look at your screen. That's the beauty of you know, technology nowadays. You can just see what you're doing. It's been like that for a long time, but yeah, sometimes I use the flash as well, especially you know, like if I need to find something very detailed or like look up close, and I'm blocking the light with my phone because I'm up very close. But you know when there's not enough light and the exceptions. But just taking a picture, like a family dinner, for instance, taking a picture with, especially with newer phones. Like, okay, let me just put it like that. Newer phones, like the more modern ones, they can do without flash very well. and you have a little bit of grain. You have a higher ISO in your picture. You have a little bit of grain in your picture, but that adds to I don't know, the quality of it, the vibe of the picture. But you know, Christmas dinner, for instance, full flash on. Yeah, now you just wanna get a technical chin. No, sorry. It really depends on the situation, but I think loads of those situations there is a like a lamp, like a something nearby you can use as well. If it's really about, if it's just for yourself, if it's for content, or if it's for you know, like filming your kid, for instance. But looking back at pictures from, you know, my own youth during the 90s, that flash was used all the time, unfortunately. I mean, the fashion wasn't very fashionable, flattering. That flash didn't really do any good as well with that. So yeah, let me just clean this up and then I'll talk about the box that I was talking about, that I mentioned. Creative Colors, you're an old schooler. I still use film camera that doesn't have a screen. Well, the DSLR that I have does have a screen, but I'm always looking through the lens itself. And I'm barely checking my screen anymore when I'm taking pictures. One of the dumb ones, one of those, the few dumb phones left, which I think sometimes really is for the better. Because I noticed that I'm getting way too distracted when I post something, or when I want to post something. Oh, that's an old school one. When I want to post something, I'm just getting way too distracted by things that I see, or that I, you know, that are being put on my screen just to keep me on the app. That is, I've seen pictures of that, and why is my camera doing this? I've seen pictures of that, and I have been thinking I was able to get like a very early digital Nikon, and I wanted to like take away the IR filter out of it to be able to do that. But then I was looking into it, and it was a little bit more difficult than I thought it would be. And it was like a project that I found the pictures that I saw really interesting, really cool, but not something that I had a use for. So it was something that did look interesting to me, but then I dropped it. Mostly because I couldn't like match what I saw on the internet anyway. And I'm just going to put back this a little bit, because there I am again. Hey, Sebastian. Sorry, Melissa. I literally, when I'm like cleaning this extra well, I just saw your comment. Can you save all that pigment on the glass? Did you have any use for it? Let me just put it like that. Or was it like if I would have any use for it? I'm wondering. Because I've scraped up so much, and I've talked about this before. I can only use it. Why did this channel ask me to become a member? I thought I was. I never asked you. I never sent anything. So. You are. I don't know. Let me have a look. I'm getting a bit worried. It says that there is one cancellation in the last 28 days, but also one new member in the last 28 days. And as far as I know, I can't find anything of that. I've 5 members. I've had 5 members. Like 3 months ago was the last time I had a new member, and I think that was all days. That was during the live. That was 4 months ago. That's weird. That is very weird. I can't like active members. Like the 14th of February, I lost a member. And the 19th of February, I gained that member again, but none of it is visible in my pigment family here, because you've all been like that for months. That's weird. Let me have a. We missed you too, Sebastian. Let me just read back to you. Well, I did join a membership program to have, that was offered to me by YouTube itself, to have a look what I can do to maximize kind of the possibilities of memberships on a small channel or a beginning channel like mine. So maybe because of that, I don't know. Melissa, I would have rinsed it into a bowl and let it dry down, or laid a piece of paper on it. I tried that, and the thing is with if I collect the paint to be used as paint, I need to use it like from the slab immediately. If I make it wet enough, like I did for cleaning, and I would scrape it off and put it into a bowl, I would need to remull it when I want to use it, because the water content and the amount of pigment is it's too little. So the pigment will sink down, and there's just too much water for it to be held as a paint. So I couldn't use it. Well, Sebastian, you're still a member of mine, and I still appreciate that. So I don't think there's anything to worry about. I'm going to show you the box, one of the boxes at least. Let me have a look if I can find it. Obviously, it's the one on the bottom. course it is. It's the Ultramarine box from Kramer, which has an assortment of ultramarine pigments in it. And it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 4-ish green pigments, ultramarine green pigments in it. Let me have a look if I can, if it's not here, I think, when it was. This one is from 2018, and it still has the product numbers of the green pigments. So that's one of them as well. So it has 4 ultramarine green pigments, and this one I would say is very green as well, compared to this, for instance, but it's not really as green. Let me have a look which one that is. 44714, 44714 ultramarine blue-green lights. Well, but you know, you see the difference between this, right? You have the there you go. This is also very wrong, the colors. I'm going to fix that as well. Not that I fixed the other one, but let me get to that app. And the fun thing about these boxes are that, you know, you can just sample pigments that you would usually wouldn't. This is not okay. Is there like an automatic white balance? That is also not okay. Why is it's not even close? It's not even a little close. I mean, where's my phone? I will show it to you here, hopefully. Like this is, whoa, what was that? This is better. Like, jeez, calm down. This is better, color-wise. You can actually just see what I'm... I'm sorry. When I'm turning my phone like horizontally and vertically, I might be able to. That is just hello. That is you, phone, and that is also you. Didn't I have? Like, yes, there it is. Look, if I have my phone like this or this, it's also always horizontal, which is weird. Anyway. So yeah, there you go. Your phone is more accurate than your camera. Why don't you film with the phone? Well, I have a very good reason for that. I used to shoot with my phone. My phone used to be here, and the thing was, my phone got overheated. Because it is like I can use it wirelessly connected as a live webcam. It is draining the battery way too much, damaging the battery as well, by the way, because my battery has died like a few percent like of its lifespan because of the lives I used to do, and I couldn't use my phone. But I might be able to use an older phone, but I don't know if that's I can use that wirelessly or in any way that I used to use it. So I might look into that. But yeah, absolutely agree with you. But then, you know, I looked into this camera, which, you know, review-wise was very good as a streaming camera, and it is quite good, but color-wise it wants to correct too much. This is just, you know, this is when you have a setup. Well, you don't need to hack it for me. You hack smartphones. That sounds scary. Well, you don't need to hack anything. Like I do have the phone, but it's just a practical thing. I need to be able to constantly charge it, and you hack smart. So you don't like you don't do any social media, and you use an old camera, but you do some hack smart. It's a really interesting combination. How did you start doing that? Or why? In the meantime, this is like these boxes. This is an Ultramarine box, but camera has more boxes. It has the green box and a red box. It doesn't have a yellow box. I've asked for it. They don't have it. This is also Ultramarine, which is like a almost blue-violet. Oh, I do believe that. But yeah, these are all ultramarine, green ultramarines that, you know, are extinct basically. They're not made anymore. Which is quite amazing. But, you know, you can definitely see the difference here. And I don't know why it's showing the colors now, actually. They do offer this box still, yeah. These look greener than the ones you've mixed. Yeah, they are a little bit. Let me just show you. I think mine is a little bit in between. No, this is too blue. It's in between these, I think. So I'm showing you these two look quite similar. And this is like classic ultramarine blue. So mine is more like that. Those on the top left, yeah, that's the those are way lighter as well. That's definitely more green. So that's, I don't know what the origin is of these, by the way. It's, which, you know, I find it's weird because there's more pigment in these than there is in this actually. This is just filled to this, and this is like fully full. Sorry for that noise. But yeah, this box, as well as other boxes, are still being sold by cameras, as far as I know. They have a blue box as well, which does have some ultramarines in them, but also other lovely blues. And those, let me just get that, if I can find the blue one, by the way. Not quite sure if this is the one. I don't think it is. Oh, where's the label? Oh, it is one. It is the blue one. So this is the blue one. It's a bit bigger. It is a lot bigger, but for a reason. The jars are bigger as well. So, for comparison, blues. So this is the blue collection, and it does have an ultramarine green in it, which is basically quite identical. A little bit lighter than the one I have. But also things that really don't belong to the blue. This is copper blue, but it's like more of a pastel pistache. Manganese violet, not a blue pigment, as far as I know. Studio pigment violet, cobalt violet. There's a teal. Oh, Ian, that's what she said joke. Come on. Indigo, which is a blue pigment, but Han purple, for instance, which just has a tiny bit of pigment in it. I did add this myself, by the way. If you're wondering, like, what is that? This is Yinmin blue. Because I thought that belonged to the blue as well. This is a little bit more expensive than this, as far as I checked the last time. But you know, there's paint-wise, there's a lot of more paint to be made with a box like this than it is with this. But there's like some real interesting pigments: phthalo turquoise, anthracnone blue. What kind of violet was this? Manganese. So why is PG24 blue? Thank you for repeating that question. Why is it blue? Well, bluish, because I think we can agree that this is a purplish blue. This is something in betweenish. Looking at it with my eyes, not with a camera, but that is violet. Is that a quin blue? No, there is not a quinacridone blue. That's like the phthalo family. Quinacridone ranges from violets to orange. So these are the quinacridones. All of them, or at least almost all of them. So this is the range of quinacridones. And PV19, for instance, here has a range of, you know, like a very scarlety, soft red. And to a very violet or pink, or even a darker red. But this is quinacridone. This is the quinacridone family. This is the ultramarine blue, the ultramarine family. Let me just put it like that. Your question, and I'm just going to... So why is PG24 blue? It is not. No, it's ultramarine as a ultramarine blue, for instance. This was synthesized in 1826. The French government had a big contest of who's going to synthesize ultramarine blue, since before that it was made out of lapis lazuli. It was too expensive. All the other blues weren't as stable, and the blues that were kind of stable were not as vivid as this, not the same hue. Gulchen already gave the very, very short answer of it. The process of making ultramarine has a few steps, and exactly undercooked blue basically sums it up. It is the pre-phase of ultramarine blue. So ultramarine is made with some chemicals. I'm not going to name them because I'm sure I'm going to make mistakes if I try to make it. I do it at the top of my head. And those chemicals, if you add a little bit more oxygen, if you use a little bit less heat or cook them for longer, or I mean shorter, I'm sorry, they don't turn blue yet. They even have phases of kind of yellow-ish. Yellow, yeah, it sounds really disgusting, but yellow crusts around it. So put them in an oven, and there's like crusts, there's like edges of yellow that still kind of chemicals reacting on each other while getting heated. And if you add another substance, you get ultramarine. No, I'm just going to get cobalt, but ultramarine violet, very violet, dark violet to a light violet. If you then give that a little bit more oxygen or something else. I've written this down in complete detail and shared it in a YouTube video, I'm sure about that. You get ultramarine pink, PR259, PV15, PB29, and PG24. Why are they different? Why is not everything like a pre-phase or an after-phase or an aftermath of PB29? Because chemically it's a little bit different. Chemically they're all just a little bit different, but you can get quite close to almost exactly the same in the after phase. So where we have like, this is I still have enough of this version, not from Kramer by the way, but I'm quite sure it's from the same manufacturer, but it's exactly the same. This is the most beautiful ultramarine pink that I know, PR259, and my opinion, that's the one that I sell in my shop as well, but that's fully my opinion. You can get very, very close with a PV15, very close. It's not the other way around. I've never seen a PR259 that looks like a PV15. So, yeah, there's that. Chemically, they're all a bit different, but it's all like a before or after phase of a blue pigment. But that's it's odd that they are labeled scientifically as one color, but look to our eyes as a different color. Yes, but I think this is a PB pigment, by the way, cobalt blue turquoise light, but a cobalt seal. I think this is PB 36, but this could be PG50. PG50 also comes in something that looks like this. Like, this is completely different, and it's the same pigment number, right? So it's I know that is not PG50, but it's like very close, because PG50 is a cobalt pigment and stands in like toxic cover. So just, you know, for those of you checking my process, that wasn't PG50. Rick, welcome back again. But you know, PV19, quinacridone, whatever it is, quinacridone red, quinacridone violet, quinacridone magenta, is maybe even has a wider range of colors. So yeah, there's that. How many colors do I have? Have you ever counted them? No, I know how how many. I can answer, ish. I can answer how many pigments I have. Ish. I think that's close to 1,000 pigments. Ian, you're still here. I'm sorry. Oh, you. I think I have a list of my pigments. Yeah. But so that's for me. That's two different questions. How many colors do I have, or how many different pigments do I have? It's like I think there's 1,000 different pigments in my collection. But there are way many bottles than that, because there's 2 cupboards full of pigments that are unlabeled and unnamed. Melissa 150 is a beautiful start. Like I said, like in 2020 I started with 8 pigments. I blame my ADD. And by the way, and I don't want to brag right now, and I want to be that guy, but I haven't counted the boxes. Like all of these in it are not part of the collection. That's the collection. What I'm talking about is just the bottles there, and then the cupboards there, in the cupboards, in the shelves that are visible, like everything behind doors. Apart from my toxic pigment collection, but everything behind the closed doors aren't counted with them. My apologies. How do I know what those are? I don't. Creative colors. I have an educated guess with most of them. I can make an educated guess. PG17 isn't really hard to recognize, but I don't know if something is an iron oxide earth or a manganese earth, or I don't know if it's a PBR7 or a PY53, for instance. I don't know if it's a raw sienna or a dark yellow ochre. There's loads of jars of yellow earth and red earth and things like that. Well, if you're ever in the Netherlands, you are welcome to visit my studio. Okay, I'm going to come back to that, Sylvie. There's also loads of things that I will never use. I will make a new studio tour video after after I shipped everything. Let me have a look. 10300 from Kramer. I'm going to have a look if that is in the green box collection. Where is my browser? There it is. 10300 English Malachite Natural Standard. That almost sounds like a thread, Creative Colors. Sounds Sylvie, the Malachite Standard, that sounds good. I don't know if I know this. Let me go to the pigment assortments and let's see if it's. Yes, it is. This is part of the green assortment box. Neither of those sound very friendly, Creative Colors. So I'm not going to accept your offer or threat or warning if you don't mind. Not anymore. If you ask please nicely, I will reconsider. Sylvie. That should be in here. And groen. There it is. That looks more like malachite. Permanent green. Seriously? This was my first intuition, but that's not malachite, is it? No. This is the malachite? Really? Malachite natural. That is nothing like the picture. And this is, by the way, what I see on my camera here, what I see on the camera is, this is quite accurate. So right now, this, what I see here and there, that's the same. So that's quite accurate. But that doesn't look anything like what I look. This is screen share. This is not the where's my phone? There's the screen, there's my phone, there's the phone. Yes. So this is not the same color as you see in the picture. Lime green, we're talking about this one or this one? Because this is fluorescent green. This is lime green, which is cadmium green, which is just a mix. This is fluorescent green. I do spot an ultramarine green here, I'm afraid. Ultramarine green, ultramarine green. That's an annoying word to say. Ultramarine green. So if Sylvie, you know, if you want to test if the malachite is nice, it's quite an expensive box. I'm going to be very honest with you. €163. It's less expensive than Yintico, and you get a lot of pigments for it. These are all glass jars. These are filled quite nicely, filled quite nicely. Cadmium green dark, cadmium green light. You get some interesting colors. Clear cobalt green PG50. This is literally what I was talking about. Like you have the teal one, which I had like back there, and this is the PG50. It's the same. I need to repeat. I need to repeat myself. This is blue now. Okay, that's good. Now this is quite expensive. This is €163, €164 for this box, but it does give you this malachite, and it gives you ultramarine green, which is extinct. It gives you some very nice green earths. It gives you a black pigment, which is this is phthalo green. It gives you cobalt. Well, this is Flaschengrün, but bottle green. One of them looks almost white. Yeah, absolutely. I think you're talking about this one, which is Schiefergrün, Mercer Schiefergrün. I think this, I don't know what this is. But there's also Fuchsite, That was a little bit too like Dutch. Fuck side. Oh, that's I'm sorry. Green jasper, jade, fine, porphyr, green. I see some twinkles, epidote, which is a natural mineral as well. But I see some sparkling in here. Speaking of sparkling, there is a like a color shifter. Iridescent color, and they have a red box as well. So yeah, like I said, it's a real shame that they don't have a yellow box yet, because this was for their. No, this is not an anniversary box. The last anniversary box they had was, let's have a look, 30-year anniversary box, 35-year anniversary, 40-year anniversary box. I have all of them, I think. I don't know, not quite sure. 40-year anniversary box. Which is quite expensive. I'm sorry. That is, I think the prices have risen since I last visited the assortment page. I can't remember paying that for this. I think I'm just in denial now, but. This is their 40-year anniversary box. And hopefully next year, no, in 2 years, it's 2025, right? In 2 years, they'll do a 50-year anniversary box. And I really hope that's going to be yellow. But the 40-year anniversary box, which is numbered, limited edition. This is their raw pigment collection box, which basically has loads of minerals and natural things in it. Some tree bark, some seeds and other bark, grass, natural mica, quartz, rock crystal in this case. That looks like cinnabar. Yes, this is cinnabar. Lapis, smalts, yeah, yeah, not much, I think. Marian glass. This is indigo. Raw pieces of indigo, which is quite. I did do a giveaway with one of their boxes as well. Yeah, I think it was a 25-year anniversary box that I've sent to faraway land. I think it was 25. Let me have a look. Yeah, it was a 25-year anniversary box, which was sponsored by Kramer, by the way. Later did buy it myself as well, but via Marketplace. I found it online, someone offering a box, and I thought, you know, oh, that's interesting, and then I got it, and that's, okay, this is, like, I've had this already, kind of, didn't I have this? And then I looked it up, and it was the same box that I sent for the giveaway. Cochineal, I like the little lice, cacti, lice, red earth, yellow earth, more red earth. So this is a real interesting box. Malachite, I think. Malachite, yeah, azurite. So yeah, this is like for the raw materials, a really interesting piece of all the information about everything that's in the box. Nice booklet. Verona green earth, yellow ochre. $13 Moroccan yellow ochre. Oh, this is German. I read like yellow ochre and Morocco yellow ochre, but this was German and it says Moroccan. So yeah, a nice little box. Sylvie, hope you have a great rest of the evening and a great rest of the week. Thanks for joining. Goldshine. How did that happen? Goldshine. I think I looked at Fristy and tried to Englify the, I don't know. Yeah, my girls, they said like we have the pink, like the roze koeken in the Netherlands. And they used to use that as well, natural carmine, but they stopped doing that. So it's actually just a synthetic coloring agent that they use right now. I looked it up because I don't need them very often. I barely even. Yeah, it's there's 500 made of these. Like, and this is what like makes this a little bit more unique than the other ones. The other ones are just like this. This is also still for sale, but the other ones are not numbered or anything. They do have something like very nice, something that I would love to have like in my, I don't know, collection or just to show here, but that's a little bit. It's a little bit expensive. Let me just put this in English. 680. Oh, that's the wrong one. Pigment assortments. There it is. Assortment of pigments. 10 milliliter glasses. Of almost every pigment, natural plants and dyes, fillers and resins. So these are all these small jars that I showed you before. But then 680 of those for that's a lot of money. And then you have the gamer made pigments, so the ones that are made themselves in those tiny jars. I think these are even smaller, aren't they? 3 milliliter jars. And these were they 10 milliliter jars. So yeah, there's a difference as well between the 3 and the 10 milliliter jars. So this is even less pigment than the small bottles, isn't it? Or are these? I don't know. These are the ones that this is 10 milliliter jars, right? Yeah. So that's nice. I don't think I've ever seen or have this, but these are small as well. But this is quite affordable. I mean, €6 is still a lot of money if you are just starting. But if you just want to have a range of pigments, and if you're curious about which pigments are in it, these are. So you have an azurite. You have a pink color, which is Bottas pink, malachite, peach black, which is just a carbon black, PO73. Some nice reds, genuine indigo, Maya blue, some really good earths, cobalts, beautiful, zinc white added to that as well. A great range of pigments here, that if you are interested in making paint and you just want to try it out, €60 is it's good to learn to I don't know, work with them. I think it is more affordable to do this than buy a little bit of everything, like 20 grams of everything for instance, and don't use it anymore because you don't like it. Yeah, maybe that's easy for me to say. I don't know. Thanks, Paolo. I hope your day is going to improve over the next hour still, and hopefully tomorrow will be better. Like I said, if you want to vent, you know where to find me. And I hope everything solves itself if that's possible in this situation. So yeah, that's all these collection things. Those are the things that I have encountered with my collection. All these bottles. And I did, like, I have the red box as well. I can just show it to you on the screen. I can take it out of my cupboard, but I'm just getting lazy right now. Which is, I think, most affordable of all these big boxes. These are the big jars as well. 125 euros. Loads of red earths, so that's why it's a little bit more affordable. Cadmiums as well, which I really don't use. Gubbio red, quinacridons, some quinacridons. Vermilion, watch out for that. Ultramarine pink. Or dark pink, studio pigment, fluorescent, studio pigment. So this is not a very, this is a pre-mixed violet, or which studio pigment. Yeah, this is a pre-mixed pink. So this is easy to wet, synthetic organic pigment and filler. So they are very transparent about this. Is this PR122? But for the paint makers among us, we know that quinacridone magenta doesn't look like this. Right? So this is mixed with a white filler or a white pigment. Maybe it is in the composition with PR12. Let me have a look. It's not really. This is number 5547, 5547 oh, here it is. Let me have a look. Chemical cost number, calcium sulfate. So there's about 65 to 70% of quinacridone magenta in it, and no, that's not true. Is that true? Fixed on a mineral base. Huh. That's weird. Well, it's not a pure pigment. Ultramarine pink is a violet. Well, now it is, yeah, because ultramarine pink is it's extinct. So if you have ultramarine red, dark pink, like this one, if you look up PR259, this is only sold as a paint of theirs, but not as a pigment anymore. That is a weird swatch. So yeah, that is very true. Now it is a violet. PV15 is used to replace PR259, unfortunately. Creative Colors, you said you should dedicate a live stream on showing your studio and all the pigments that you have on these shelves and cupboards. I can. I need to look it up. I need to clean it up a little bit. But like I said, first, no, during a live I can do that. I can do that. I don't need to. I planned my life anyway. I can do that. Why is it extinct? Why has it been discontinued? Probably cost-wise. Probably it's cheaper to produce a similar hue with just tweaking the next step of the ultramarine process a bit, instead of ultramarine pink being the last step. So after PV15, it takes another step to do that. Maybe just tweaking the process of PV15 a little bit, takes away the extra step, which saves costs. Basically, it takes less time to produce, less energy, because these are made under pressure and heat. So yeah, I think that's the reason. Also, I think that not enough people use the pigment, apart from the art industry. Like loads of pigments, everything is being discontinued because we are the only industry that uses a pigment. And we are just too small of a market to be interesting for pigment production. I did show this before, but since we are showing off little collection, are the artists children of a lesser god, maybe a more evolved god that others don't understand? I like to think about it like that a little bit more. This is not a collection that they sell. This is also not a collection box that they have. But this is something that they would generous enough to give these to me. So this is sponsored by Kramer, in a way. Pigment families. So this is Cobalt, PY40, PB28, PB74, PG26, PG50, probably, yes, PG50 and PG50. So these are two PB50s, right? PG50s. PB36, another PB36, PB28, two PB28s, completely different. Two different PV14s. So Cobalt family, in all the pigments that Kramer has in this family, that they've also sent the quinacridone family. Cobalt, what else? Oh, a couple of them. Talo, I think. So this was they were nice enough to give these to me in those little jars. So these are also, and I'm just going to, like, because I want to say that's part of the deal, which is we don't really have a deal, but I do want to promote them because they have given this to me as well. These are the sample jars. So if you've seen this in the Ultramarine blue collection, these are this is 3 millimeters, right? 3 or 10, what is it? Where is a syringe? Fresh syringe for this. This is 10 milliliters. Milliliters. Definitely 10 milliliters. 3 milliliter jars are tiny. 10 milliliters, which is, like this is 10. So that must be 10. These are sample jars, and you can order these from Kramer. This is I think that one of the last products in the entire list of products. It's the last one on the list. If you change the order from last to first, you find these obviously first. You can order these in any pigment that you like, and the cost differs per pigment. I think this is a set cost. for the sample jar, but there are obviously pigments that that are more expensive. You can't ask like, I want to pay €3 for this with Yintico in it. That would be ridiculous. Mix one of these colors, please. Come on, please, me. Oh, lol. No. No, basically, like, why not? Because it's 11:05. I'm getting very tired, and these are cobalts. I know it's not that toxic and that like ooh scary, but I'm doing this daily, so I want to avoid inhaling too much stuff. So next time, all right, next stream next week, I'll be definitely making one of these, showing one of these. I can have a look what I have for you. So you can anticipate it a little bit more. So we have cobalts. Let me just open these for you. Ah, things that are meowing under my windows. I usually throw rocks at it. No, that's not true. This is not ultramarine. At least this is not ultramarine. Let me have a look. That is definitely ultramarine. This is a pyrrole. These are pyrroles. What's this? Ah, benzimidazolone pigments. Benzi pigments, ultramarine pigments, and pyrrole pigments. And these are yeah, now I'm wondering what this is. Manganese. Manganese and quinacridone. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 families of pigments that they sent to me. Looking at this box, I found this most interesting as like a family, since it ranges from yellow to green to violet. Whereas a quinacridone, like this is almost scarlet red to a pinkish red to a magenta and a deep violet. This is also very interesting, but I think the range of cobalt pigments are just a little bit more versatile. Looking at this, just at that. No, just don't eat your paint. It's not dangerous. As a pigment, it's not that dangerous as well. But like I said, I'm doing this daily, so I don't wanna work with it too much. I don't offer too much cobalt pigments, but I do offer them. I offer cobalt violet and cobalt green, teal. I don't do cadmiums. Same story with that. It's a little bit like when it comes to the toxicity and danger numbers for it. It's a little bit higher. The cobalts. You need more caution. You need more safety measurements to work with those, but still not like super dangerous. Manganese blue isn't dangerous. It's like not more dangerous or more toxic as well than other manganese things. But that's just a misconception about manganese blue. It would be interesting if I could do a comparison of quinacridone reds. Going to see how I feel about that next week. Everyone, I am going to thank you for joining me, for joining each other, for joining the stream, and thanks for joining. Thanks for being here and being active in the chat, everyone. For next week, so these collections, little ones, maybe the wooden collections, exactly, Gulchen. The making of it, the toxic waste that was created with making manganese blue. Maybe like these, or maybe some of the wooden boxes. We'll have a look. I think I have the red box. I have 2 more boxes I haven't shown. 3 more boxes I haven't shown to you, I think. I don't know. Well, I have cinnabar and arsenic and all those things. I won't do them during a live. Have a great night, everyone. Hopefully see you next week. Maybe I'll do a just a production live when I'm just making paint. Tomorrow, it's Thursday. Oh, sorry. Oh, I've lost count of days as well. Like, I don't know which day it is. It's like a complete blur with everyone being sick and everything. So yeah, I'm going back to bed, as if I was laying in bed the entire day. I'm going to bed. Hopefully see you soon. Everyone have a great day, and again, thanks for joining. See you next time, guys.